But are you going to have another movie with Jack Black, The Rock, and Kevin Hart?
I'm not mad at it. I enjoy them together. Oversight.
Hentai golf?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you even play that? That doesn't even make any sense.
Slowly.
I hate to pause your story and everything, but Imaine Khalif, yeah, she won a gold medal.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she won the whole fucking thing.
I mean, he did a good job. Why not?
Go north of the wall, John.
Yeah, and stay there, bitch. So he's impactful from the sideline.
You need
That's his Kamala Harris. Fucking right.
in a lesbian witch cult
Fuck those kids.
on a far-off world.
Fuck those witches.
Agreed. Somebody should. They should send a big dick Wookiee to that cult.
They did, and he even had a man bun.
Well,
Well, when it gets you is when it throws you in with people, because then you're playing as a group, and then it's like, oh, you got to help each other out.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't intend to be the strongest person in my alliance, but I am.
I missed the Warcraft 2 days, man.
When the games were new and you didn't know that they were addictive and a problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good time.
I miss just being a dickhead, like, and going in, and I knew I wasn't gonna win because there was a lot of players better than me. So I would make like an entire fleet of just like dwarven siege engineers. Yeah. And like I would just go in to do as much damage to people's structures as possible. Like I know I'm not gonna win, but I'm gonna pick one random motherfucker in this game, and he's not gonna win either. Because you would definitely beat my siege engineers. They're not combat designed, but I will get through your wall. I'm gonna hit your fucking foundry. I'm gonna get all the expensive buildings.
Yeah, oddly enough,
Hell yeah.
World of Warcraft I never got into. That one I just knew right away. Like the real ones like that, I knew were going to be a problem. So I always, for the few games of that style, the MMOs that I've gone into ones that come with an end game where the server finishes. There's a finale. So you're like, I can walk away now. It's done. Because it was a game, Travian. It was when the first Google phone came out.
It's like an MMO.
Yeah. So it was... All the cell phone games are basically based off of this game where you're building your town and then you build an alliance and then the alliances go versus against each other.
Right.
So this was kind of like the first game of it. And so it was when the Google phone came out. This was only on PC. But the game was live all the time. So if you're away from your computer, you can be attacked. So you could, sit down and then you're like, you got an attack coming from 3 days away. You're like, all right, shit, who saw it first? You saw it. What was the countdown timer when you first started? All right, so it's 3 days and 6 hours. All right, 3 days and 6 hours at that many tiles away, and he's this race. Okay, so that is tanks. All right, so I need to build a defense because those can damage my town versus just if it was raiding and trying to steal.
Right.
And it got fucking out of hand, especially once everyone had a phone with the internet. Because now you're like, I can play all the time. Everywhere I go, I can check my village. And you're like,
Right.
This is bad. This is really... And when that server ended, I put the game down. I never picked it up again. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I need to play something in the interim because now I'm like, I just beat Unicorn Overlord. Fucking fantastic. I would recommend it to all you guys. But now I have to wait till August 29th when Visions of Mana comes out. Because I played the demo, it looks fucking great. But what do I play in the interim?
And speaking of waiting, welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your host, Nelson.
I'm Ian.
Ed.
All right, so tell us more about this game that you're...
Oh, no, I'm just waiting for Visions of Mana. It's a Square Enix's new game in their Mana series, Legends of Mana, Trials of Mana. It goes back to the fucking 90s.
Yes.
This is their new release on PlayStation, Xbox. It looks beautiful. It's going to be big. It's not open world, but it's got some really large areas to explore.
It's open map sections.
Yeah, and it looks really colorful. You can junction different elements to your characters and change the way they appear.
Nice.
Like if you put like this one element, like the wind element on this guy, he has like Viking runes on his armor. But if you junction light to him, his weapon changes. He gets a giant shield and like a lance.
Nice.
I'm like, all right, wait a minute. So it changes the whole way you fight.
Right.
So it's going to be fun.
I feel like the whole gaming industry is just kind of lacking. Like I remember peak Xbox 360. You could walk into a GameStop,
bro. It's
15 games on the wall, and you could pick between a couple and play and bring it home and stuff.
The excitement, is there anymore. We're all like, we're grown up. We got real jobs.
But is it that, or is it also there's really a lack of creative games
pivot
coming out?
I want to say it's there, but you got to search.
Into live service games I think is really hurting the industry. You're getting so many gaming engineers dealing with these constant updates and story and this and this and this for every other week that you don't have these really big single player games where you have a definitive beginning, middle, end.
Right.
Every game now has to be built with there will be more story, there will be DLC, we'll give you more characters to download, we'll make it connect with your friends. And
Shadow of the Erdtree, Elden Ring.
and honestly, PlayStation does a better job at just great single player games. Xbox is catching up now after they played Monopoly money with every fucking studio and they bought a bunch of shit up, and you got things like Hellblade, but you're losing a lot of those games. Everything is becoming this, we need you to keep paying money every month.
Yeah.
We need you to be on a battle pass and to be buying the DLC and to be buying the skins.
I'm thinking of getting something for the Switch. Like, I have the Switch. It's portable. It's great when you're fucking doing long flights. Like my flight to Montana, didn't give a fuck, dude. I was playing Pokemon. I was playing Super Mario RPG. I beat in Montana.
Yeah.
So, like, from the time I flew there and flew back, and like the time I spent there, I beat Super
beat
Mario.
it?
Yeah,
Nice.
I beat it. Between driving up mountains, driving down mountains, bro.
Yeah.
I was Mario.
I mean, things like the Steam
great.
Deck and the portable Windows PCs, they're crushing right now. Especially because how old Nintendo's getting. They haven't put out, a part 2 of the Switch yet, and it's going to be a while. I mean, they could have.
Good. I might pick
but
a Switch game up today.
It's still selling well enough that they know they can wait. And Nintendo has always done that. They don't sell their hardware at a loss like everybody else does. So they wait until they really are like, no one is buying this thing anymore. Now here's the next one.
Bro, they ran the DS into the ground.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I remember.
The DS was fucking ancient.
The DS had like 50 different iterations of the DS, and they're just like laughing in the fucking showroom, like, we just repackaged it pink and call it the DS Plus.
Yeah, we made a version of it that doesn't fold.
Yes, yeah.
Like, what
It's
the
exactly.
fuck?
It's the same fucking shit.
Same shit. Nintendo, I always respected Nintendo because they don't try to get into the console war. They're just like, no, we're Nintendo. We have Kirby, we have Mario, we have our own Zelda. We have our own thing.
They have their own corner of the gaming industry, and as long as they keep catering to those games and those peoples and those IP, they're gonna be safe. And that's why they don't really do cross generation with their games. They don't want you to bring all your stuff from DS to the next console. Because what they're going to do is resell it to you on the next console. And that's what they've been doing with each and every one.
And you know that they just constantly remain respected because they put out like a Mario movie. It makes $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
I mean,
God,
the
man.
Mario movie
It's true.
was excellent. It was an excellent movie.
I've
Agenda being pushed down your throat. It was just a fun movie.
I watched it 4 times. And I say that proudly.
And speaking of great movies, Borderlands,
Oh,
right?
yeah. High praise.
Renowned across the world.
Phenomenal.
I will.
It is changing the movie landscape.
Everyone wants to see this movie.
I will take a look at it when it is free on a streaming service. Yeah. And the way it's looking, it's going to be on a streaming service in a month.
It's
Yes.
going to drop quick.
Yes.
Yeah, oh boy, yeah. The amount of bad press this thing is getting is astounding.
It's getting worse press than Madam Web.
Listen,
Which
Wow.
is
8%, 8%,
which is crazy to me.
I've
And
never
I
even
will
seen
tell
that.
you guys this.
I've never seen that.
when I saw it
seen-
yesterday, it was at 6%.
Yeah, it came out with 0% Rotten Tomatoes. I can't remember the last movie that came out 0%. If there was another
don't
one that
think
came
there
out
was.
that
I don't
low.
think there's one that started
No, there
that
was.
low.
It's fucking horrendous.
Maybe you shouldn't cast 2 women that are north of 50 to play roles of women that are attractive, young, in their 20s, 30s characters. It's a weird.
Yeah.
It
Hear
is
me
a
out.
weird thing to do.
Hear me out.
But you have to wonder. You might have to watch it and then be like, oh no, they were the good roles.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe.
you did put Kevin Hart, which I love him. He's hilarious. But he's 4'0" trying to play a guy that's supposed to be like 7 foot, 300 pounds. The Rock
Roland,
should have been playing Roland. He's
Yeah.
the physical size.
Yes, yes. But are you going to have another movie with Jack Black, The Rock, Kevin Hart?
I'm not mad at it. I enjoy them together. I have no issues with stuffing those motherfuckers in another movie
Yeah.
together.
But what would have happened is they would have made like Kevin Hart the Siren. Jack Black as Mad Moxie.
It's a
They would
shame.
have gender swapped all of the roles and said like, we're doing this to
Listen,
make it a little more
Tiny
PC.
Tina, her role looked good. Looks like that's who they're having her play.
But they're saying that she was the shittiest character, that she was almost unwatchable and annoying, where in the game she's hilarious
She's
and
fucking
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah, she's supposed to be.
She's a psycho.
She's supposed to be annoying though, but she's supposed to be
watched her parents torture
funny.
to death.
Right.
She's
Annoying,
supposed to be
but
Her mind is broken.
Yes.
Right.
Her mind is broken.
Her mind is broken.
I'm
yeah.
a huge fan of the games. I put probably 1,000 hours maybe into
yeah.
Borderlands 2.
I
played so
I
much
love
Borderlands
every
2.
Borderlands game that comes out. I play it without
Yes.
a doubt. They're always good games.
Yes.
Borderlands 3 was great, and it was good enough that it's the only shooter I play.
Yeah.
That's it. Like first-person shooter, Borderlands. That's it. I don't do any.
It's got to be the only one I've completed in recent memory. I haven't bothered with any of the Modern Warfare games, any of the Call of Duty stuff. None of it.
When you throw RPG elements into it, it makes it to me fun. Like Borderlands 3, I was the what the hell was her name? Mose. She jumped into the giant robot, the Iron Bear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Double chain gun, fucking thermal rounds. Get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
And I even had an attachment so that my buddy playing online or Shay or whoever could jump on the turret and help me shoot. Like, so you're just walking around on my giant mech and we're fucking shit up.
Yeah, when I played,
dope.
we didn't have anyone that played that particular character, so I didn't see the mech used all that much.
Bro, we would have been a team. Jump on my mech, bro. I got you.
Let's do this.
I got you guys.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there hasn't been a game that's excited me. Like, Mortal Kombat came out. Mortal Kombat 1, I played it for a while. I had a good time with it. But then since then, I haven't played anything else.
Yeah.
I jump on my Xbox to watch streaming services.
No,
at this
my
point in
PlayStation
life.
is mainly a streaming service thing. I'm trying to look for I need to fill the gap between now and the 29th. That's what I gotta do. So I'm gonna probably drop by the mall later, see what's on Switch, and see if I can trade some shit in. You know?
Yeah.
There's always a handful of games, but the Switch recently, especially their online store, has been bombarded with hentai games.
Yeah, that because when I think Nintendo, I think tentacle sex.
Yeah. So one of the
As one should.
one of the content creators I watch
Kirby.
on YouTube, he was doing a live stream and he went to the store because he buys a lot of these, market games that are cheaper to find out which ones are good. That's one of the big things he does on his channel.
They make a lot of hentai games for the Switch.
That's the problem. So he's doing a stream and he is an all ages channel because it's a Nintendo Switch channel.
I felt like the Nintendo's geared towards everybody in the
And
family.
he opened the store and he's like, whoa, hang on. Okay, drop the screen. We can't be. Because it says it in the title. It's not like they're hiding what the game is. They're saying it is. He's like, how is this on their market? So then he went and
That's too Japanese.
He did a whole video about it because he's like, I went and I couldn't remove them from my account. So I made an age-restricted child's account. And when you open the store, 10 of the first 30 games
Are hentai
games. Even on the child's account. He's
Now
like,
Sony,
this is a massive problem.
Sony, I can understand. We're monsters over there.
Yeah, like
and
if you're
that's crazy.
if you're on
you're definitely jerking
an
off
adult
to Tomb Raider.
account, whatever. But if you make a child's account, and even with the child's account, where you age restrict it and you can't remove these adult games, what are you doing? It's literally on the splash page. One of the first games you're looking at is for
I'm doing a
adults
deep dive
only.
into this too.
Yeah.
This is wrong. How the fuck are they having
So
hentai games on the Switch?
he's on YouTube beat 'em ups, and he had a whole video about it like maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's crazy because it's just the Switch is coming to its end, and a lot of the oversight.
Hentai golf?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you even play that? That doesn't even make any sense.
Slowly.
A lot.
With candles, lights.
Oh, the
Candle lights and some
gameplay
wine.
increases difficulty. Oh, that's good to fucking know.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you buy hentai golf?
Why wouldn't you buy hentai golf is a better question, sir. So, have you guys watched The Umbrella Academy at all?
I haven't watched this season. No.
Have you watched Umbrella Academy at all?
The Umbrella Academy to me was falling off, so I have not.
Season 4 came out. I watched the whole thing yesterday. Nick Offerman is in this season. He plays one of the main villains.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I don't know if you guys ever watched Will and Grace.
Yes.
Probably.
No.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was good.
It's
Will
a
and Grace
good
was
show.
Yeah, yeah.
That one I missed that one.
The lady, the
it's-
crazy lady with the Xanax and the wine.
Yes.
She plays his wife.
Oh, she's fantastic.
So they play like a crazy husband-wife duo, like matching outfits, long beards, the same big thick-ass glasses.
She
like,
has a long beard?
she could. She has a mustachio.
It's 24, man.
Yeah, hey, listen, you never know, right?
Oh,
This
by
is-
the
this
way,
is
hate
true.
to pause your story and everything, but Imaine Khalif, yeah, she won a gold medal.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, she won the whole fucking thing.
I mean, he did a good job.
There There you go. Gold
Yeah,
medal.
yeah. All you got to do is have a little extra testosterone in your system.
Yeah. 2 million followers on Instagram too.
Wow.
Yeah, that exploded.
Hate or love, both.
Whichever. 2 million followers.
People want to know.
Yeah.
People want
Whether
to
you
know.
love him or hate him, you follow him. It's
Damn, man. That man is going places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have her on the Sofa Kingdom podcast.
So anyway, back to the Umbrella Academy season 4.
Back to Will and Grace.
Yeah. It was a good season. It's ending the show, I believe. That's the end of
I want to
that
say
show.
the comic wasn't. It was one of the comics where had a beginning, middle, and end.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I didn't overstay its welcome, so
Yeah.
I can't imagine they can run the show for very long before they already hit the end.
Yeah, and it was one of those shows that it was kind of like a running joke. Like every season starts with the end of the world and we are causing it.
Yes.
And like that's their whole premise is like they're trying to save the world, but they're also the cause for the end of the world, and they're kind of fighting amongst themselves to fix this problem. And so they ended it on a good note. Season 4 wasn't bad. It definitely feels like if it would have went into like a season 5 or a 6, it would have overstayed its welcome.
would have been too much.
So they definitely
already-
drove
yeah.
it home.
I tried to start season 3, and I kind of like me.
Yeah, season 3 actually ended really excellently.
Did?
Like it did a really good job picking up the pieces because season 3 introduced a second academy. What happened was for season 4 that every single show is doing that's getting on my fucking nerves
Multiverse?
is multiple timelines, multiple
Right.
timelines,
Love
multiverses. Like, okay, people, it went great for the Avengers. Fucking let it go. Move
No,
on.
Everybody's doing it now.
Move on.
DC's doing it.
Everyone's doing
does it.
multiple
There's a multiverse for
timelines, and
everything.
it's really fucking annoying.
Timelines is very, very difficult to do, and playing with characters that play with time, in particular, is also very difficult to do. I would say Stephen Moffat's run on Doctor Who had done it the best, and he had did some things other people had not done yet, and good luck trying to replicate like his main character, the Doctor, and then the Doctor's wife. They meet on the episode she dies, her first episode she dies, and then the rest of the run they're passing each other in time,
Right.
where she's getting he's getting older, she's getting younger, and eventually it gets to the point where it's like, oh, here's where we actually first met. So like at the end, you already knew everything about me, and you're running around playing this game, and I'm trying to play catch up, and I'm the Doctor. This is not the way this is supposed to work. And then it goes all the way around in a full circle where then it's where they act, and it ends up being done so well where you kind of realize what's going on, but not really. So then when they really give you that little flip on it, you're like, oh, fuck. So it's like this whole thing went all the way around, and I've never seen it done anywhere else, and good luck, because it was literally like several seasons in which the way they had done it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see, because you're talking about a show that's like 50 years. So they've had a lot of time to play with timeline and get their own rules for how it works to get it to work out. And even Endgame, they had their own set rules which make it work, but some places are doing multiverse and multi-timeline, but they're not sticking to their rules.
Right.
So like sometimes
They're doing it what's convenient in the writer's room.
what's convenient to tell the story, but then it breaks the rules of the way time travel works based on their other rules of a different episode. And then it's like your whole shit is fucked up at that point.
Yeah. I'm kind of in a rut with shows. I don't know what to watch right now. Game
Yeah.
of Thrones, House of Dragons, season 2 ended. The finale was kind of like a 70-minute trailer for season 3.
Yeah.
Not
Not too happy with that.
It was
I'm gonna say something that you guys might not like.
Please stick around, guys. Please stick
wait.
around.
Oh,
Season
Nelson's-
3's coming.
Nelson's gonna say something we don't like.
Hot take.
Wow. Oh my god, that's
I've lost interest in Game of Thrones.
I
I
mean-
watched the one episode and I was just like, I haven't gone back to see the rest of it.
After watching the finale for season 2, Can't blame
You're
you.
talking
Yeah,
to
fan.
the
Can't
person
blame me, though.
who
Can't blame me.
didn't finish the original Game of Thrones.
Now that's an
Christ.
atrocity. That's a fucking. That's
yeah.
something else altogether.
Yeah, because Game of Thrones, the season of Game of Thrones, the core Game of Thrones show, may go down as my favorite show of all time. Even controversial last season concluded.
Yes. Yeah.
The whole thing may be
Yes.
my favorite show of all time.
I agree. I
All
would have
time.
to say Game of Thrones to me is the best show I have ever seen.
I have never
Period.
had.
I never finished-
I've never had watch parties at my house.
Never finished
with
Lost
fucking
either.
30 people at it. Like literally, the long night episode. My whole house was black. Like we shut the lights out.
Yes.
The episode was dark. You
Yes.
needed just the light of your phone to like to see each other's faces. Like it was like I turned the temperature down in the house.
Yes.
I turned my AC down to like 59
Yes.
degrees. I was like, dude, no, we're gonna be in winter.
That's right. Everybody, put your fucking coats on.
That's right. People were like, they were like, it's cold. I'm like, you shut the fuck up, Terrence, and sit down. We're here for the long night. You bitch.
Probably every 20 minutes he's throwing like ice shaving part on everyone.
Oh, bro. I watched that in a dark room, lights down. The episode was like criticized for being the darkest fucking thing ever.
Yep.
And literally, when that army of the dead rushed out of the night,
Oh man.
I screamed on the couch. I was like,
Yeah, it's
people hated me. It was great.
It was definitely one of the best.
I drank a bottle and a half of wine.
TV
It was good.
shows
Good night.
ever created, despite the
Controversial ending. I
That's it.
loved all the women
Yeah.
and the girls that were watching the show that were big Daenerys fans, and they freaked out when she went crazy in the last season. Spoiler alert.
Yep.
Yes.
And they were like, "Oh my god, how's she gonna go crazy and just be a bitch?" And I'm like, when they said that her reign would be defined by fire and blood, what did you not get? Like season one, when they said that like my reign will be defined by fire and blood. What about that?
Didn't you understand?
Like she literally, that's what she gave you,
Yes.
fire and blood, like her family name. Like,
the
Goddamn
child
right.
that was brought up in abuse and then magically learned she could walk through fire and tame dragons is not mentally sane.
like literally sold.
Really?
Yeah. Like literally.
Oh, no.
So she's supposed to marry her brother, but instead she gets sold as like a sex slave to a like literally Mongol lord, a Dothraki warlord. You think she's gonna turn out okay? All right, okay,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
That's
sure.
cool. All right,
exactly.
All right, cool.
That's how things work.
That's how I was brought up. Yeah. Might I turn you to some other fan fiction? Berserk, the anime.
And
Yeah,
like-
watch. That's a happy, wholesome one you can watch.
She was also the character that was trying to hold it together, right?
Right.
The whole show.
Yeah.
And at every turn is met with hostility, feminism.
Yep.
They were putting her down,
You're a
killing her
woman.
people, attacking her people, and then the man she falls in love with, oh, you're my family member and now you don't love me? Fuck everyone. Let the world burn. I was
I know.
like, it was happening.
And then
It
everybody was
gonna
mad.
happen.
Another spoiler alert. Sorry, it's been a couple years. When Jon kills her, and they're like, "Oh, why didn't Jon take the throne? You can't do that. He had to be a martyr. You
Yes.
can't. You
Yeah,
can't.
absolutely.
He murdered
Absolutely.
the mother of dragons. If he takes the throne, there's no way the Unsullied leave.
No.
It's going to be a war.
It's just gonna be
a
civil war.
And
He,
Earth-
he has
Earthworm-
to leave.
Earthworm would have killed him.
Also, where the fuck was Jon happiest? North of the Wall.
Yep.
Just go. Go
Yeah.
be with the wildlings you fell in love with when you were
Yes.
there. That's when he was
Yes.
fucking happiest. Was in that cave with Ygritte,
That's
who in
right.
real life is his real wife.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
I mean, why not?
Go north of the wall, Jon.
Yeah. Yeah. And stay there, bitch.
That's right. Well, I was I was fine with Bran taking the throne. I was fine. And this is why. I know
Because
he's
you like musicals. That's why.
They have to-
Who the fuck?
Oh, Jesus.
they have to build wheelchair ramps in King's Landing. That's all right. But Bran
So he
has,
started the movement of the wheelchair
the king-
handicap accessibility.
Yes. The king's not supposed to fight. The king's not supposed to fight. You had Robert Baratheon as a king. He was a
It
drunken
doesn't-
asshole.
I-
Drunken asshole.
Listen, I concur.
bastards than any other king.
The king should not fight, but the king should also be a pivotal person in the storyline. He was such a piece of shit on the sidelines the whole fucking time.
His trailers were his chapters in the books were boring because
Yes.
you knew it was going to be all right. It's going to
Yes.
be a bunch of walk.
He was the
dragging him through
equivalent of the
snow.
Lord of the Rings. Walk.
Right. But Bran as a person, when
Yes.
he became like the three-eyed raven, when he became the man under the tree, when he got those abilities, he literally has the ability to see past, present, and future all at once.
Right.
He has all that knowledge.
Right.
So him as the king, you can't outwit that motherfucker.
Right.
You can be like, no, I didn't say that. He'll literally go through time to win and see when you said it and be like, you're fucking lying to me.
Right.
That dude, you cannot like. At him as king, he'll at least steer the kingdom in the right direction.
Okay.
So he's not the most capable. I mean, the girl
Not
that-
capable at all. Go ahead.
No.
So they did
They
did a terrible job at hinting that he was going to do anything.
What they needed to do was build his story up a little bit more, even though in the books it was a very boring storyline.
Past kings, like Bran the Builder, the guy that built the wall, his name is kind of important.
Right.
So in a kingdom that's been torn apart by war,
right.
It's recovering from this fucking massive invasion of the Night Walkers. You know, he's not the worst choice. I don't know.
He was the worst choice.
He was not the worst choice.
He was literally
Daenerys
the worst
was worse.
choice.
Daenerys was worse.
No way.
Jon was worse.
You need a strong hand in King's Landing.
The only one I would give you would be Tyrion.
But
didn't he stay his hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
there you go.
So he's impactful from the sideline.
That's
his Kamala Harris.
No, fuck. Ain't that bad.
Tyrion is his Kamala. That's what I'm saying.
Listen. Tyrion never put nobody in jail for marijuana. Come on. Don't you do Tyrion? Don't you do fucking Tyrion like that?
Yeah, he had a good time.
I would have taken Grey Worm. I would have taken Jon Snow. I would have taken Tyrion. Yes.
Grey Worm has no dick.
Exactly. He can't fuck shit up. He can't fuck anything.
Neither can Bran. He can't feel nothing. Come on, bro.
I would have actually, to me, the way that the story was going, I low-key wanted Cersei to win it all. She was ruthless.
You're a sick man.
She was crazy.
You're a sick man.
She could hold it down. The
only thing she's holding down is her brother's dick. And you know it.
Cersei.
You know it. Oh my god.
Cersei.
No. Cersei Lannister was not a good choice.
Who would have been your choice?
I was not mad at Bran, but I mean...
But who would have been your choice?
People are going to fucking hate me for saying that. I liked Peter Baelish. I like Littlefinger, man. That dude was surviving in court. And
he was
had
a bad
no
motherfucker.
fighting ability.
Yes.
He almost died numerous fucking times.
Yes.
He was literally just a conniving little shit.
Yes.
His only downside was he was kind of creepy, obsessed with Sansa. It's
Yes.
all right. She's a hot redhead, bro.
Yes.
Listen.
But he wasn't a creepy.
He was a creeper. His nickname was Littlefinger. Listen, that dude survived in a world of cutthroats.
Is that why you like him so much?
Yes, he should have died hundreds of times.
No, his nickname was Littlefinger.
That's creepy, bro. Just like in the new season, I like that fucking guy that's like, he's a cripple, but like he like jerks off to the queen's feet. I'm like, bro. But he survives. He killed all his siblings. He inherited all the fucking money at Harrenhal. That dude, he knows his shit. I'm like, dude, I like people that can survive like that.
You know what
it
is?
Dude.
When you have a crazy perversion, you learn how to survive.
Like Lord Varys.
Yes.
From the original season. The bald dude. The Lord of Spiders.
Yes.
The dude was a eunuch.
Yes.
He somehow...
Lord of Spies, wasn't he?
He was a lord. They called him the Lord. They called him the Master of Whispers and the Lord of Spiders.
Got it.
This fucking dude, he literally had the guy that had him castrated over in Bravos across the sea. He had him delivered in a fucking box.
Fucking right.
They opened it up and he's like all bloody and ball gagged and shit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
That's right.
Like, this dude was just behind the scenes controlling shit. I'm like, that guy. That's the guy I like.
Yes.
He's not up front with a shield and gold armor. No, he's killing people in the shadows nonstop. He's the mob lord of Westeros, and that's the guys I like.
He's playing the intimidation build.
Yes, yes. You might be the strongest build in the world, but when I stab you with a debuff knife with all this poison damage, it's like, fuck, you ruined me.
Yeah.
I don't have to be a noble, you know?
Yeah. No, Cersei for me. She was just so evil and conniving. Burn them all down, fuck them all, kill them all. I was like, you know what?
She took out Marjorie Tyrell.
She was fucking powerful
and the whole church.
Yeah, man.
She burned them all.
Yeah, man. When the church came for her, she's like, oh, all right.
But Marjorie Tyrell was so hot. Why'd you have to kill her? That chick was hot as fuck. I'm like, man, the Westeros lost a lot today. They lost a lot. I was sad when they burned her.
So one of the things that I was telling Eddie before you got here was, like, you know, since there hasn't been really much to watch either, like I finished Umbrella Academy.
Waiting on Arcane, waiting on end of the same day that Visions of Mana drops, Lord of the Rings Season 2 comes out.
Nice.
We're all waiting.
So I threw on an older show, and it's an older sci-fi show. It's called Warehouse 13.
Okay.
And it's basically like the premise of the show is like they just hunt down artifacts, like Nikola Tesla made this or Benjamin Franklin made this, and they kind of have these mystical properties that they take the originals, hide them. Like the original Mona Lisa had something that, you know, people were forced to stare at it because it was a marvel.
Quite literally, artifacts are created and a supernatural thing attaches to it.
Right.
So they're hiding it from the public for the public's good.
Right. So, but one of the things that I loved about it was, like, I forgot, is this was before cell phones with FaceTime. And they had a gadget that Nikola Tesla made. It opened up in a flat can. Broop. There was a screen there, and they could talk to each other through video chat. And like this was like ahead of its time. I'm like, how influential has sci-fi really been in society when you think about what it's done for technology, right? The biggest one would have to be Star Trek.
Yeah,
Star Trek for
if
sure.
you go back to Star Trek, that whole computer, right? And now everyone has a fucking computer in their fucking pocket. And the same thing with like video conference phones. I was like, Warehouse 13 may not have been the first to put that out there, but sci-fi as a whole has influenced technology in society.
Yeah.
And the nerds that watch it.
That's where I think we get the ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we get the ideas from these shows, and then we're like, all right, let's bring this to reality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's where Elon Musk gets everything.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I can do that.
But so, like, for you guys, like, outside of thinking about it now, like Star Trek, what other things do you recollect that sci-fi or sci-fi fantasy may have had a role in, like, people making it for technology that comes to mind? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, Star Trek's probably the one. You could argue that's the biggest one.
Yes.
I mean, because that for years has been using comms and visual projection.
I mean, people are chasing teleportation, warp technology.
Lightsabers are being made.
Yes.
Like real fucking lightsabers. Like that's not going to go terribly wrong.
The guys, Hacksmith, they're on YouTube. The one they're making now.
How do you stop the beam?
The one they're making now, they needed to build a clean room. And because they're using liquid oxygen as
go wrong.
part of one of the two chemical mixtures to make the blade. Because to make it smaller, because they got it now where it is just a handle.
Right.
And it has the plasma blade.
Right.
But to make it that small, they needed to use liquid oxygen. And you need a special room to make it.
When they die,
Fuck.
I want to be there for
Yeah,
it.
they're like, we can only build a one-off because the cost of making it,
Yes.
and the level of danger and the laws around even trying to sell it, they can't,
Right.
because of the fuel that's used in it.
Right.
But the previous one, it was like almost a staff. It was like this big, but it used like I want to say it was like propane.
I wonder if they'll just fucking hand them out to children like they did in the Acolyte.
Listen, Elon Musk sold flamethrowers.
Yep.
My buddy
Sold
Jeff,
flamethrowers.
I've held
bro.
one. My buddy Jeff bought one.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you think that the government, at first, they're going to put them out. And then there's going to be regulation, right? Because it, just like everything else, remember lawn darts?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers were getting stabbed in the back with flying long darts before they regulated it, right?
Listen.
That's what's going to happen with lightsabers. Somebody's going to get chopped in
But
half. Some fingers are going to get
you
lost.
have to purchase the lightsaber.
Correct.
In the Acolyte, they handed one to
a child.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
In a lesbian witch cult.
Fuck those kids.
On a far off world.
Fuck those witches.
Agreed. Somebody should. They should send a big dick Wookiee to that cult.
They did, and he even had a man bun.
Well,
Somebody you know?
God bless that Wookiee.
Somebody you know?
I hope so.
Yo, what is this going on over here, Ian?
What?
Are these facial hair?
I just haven't shaved.
Is this
It's very light.
bro? It looks
blonde.
like pubic hair is growing on your face.
It essentially is. Essentially is. I'm not a facial hair guy.
Holy shit! This is the first time I've ever seen Ian without a freshly shaven face.
Won't be the last. Tough times, man.
Promises.
Tough times.
What you need is one of those lightsabers.
That's right.
Shit, what could go wrong?
I need a
What could
liquid
go wrong?
oxygen plasma blade edge. Just
No, but you're right. Like that's what I would love to see. Like the whole idea behind teleportation in sci-fi, where you could go from point A to point B.
not volunteering for that first.
But the theory is, even in science fiction lore, is that you essentially kill yourself every time you teleport, and then you're reconstructed somewhere else. So essentially, you're not you anymore. You're dying and being reborn.
What could go wrong?
There's two means of teleporting right now that they're looking at. One is moving matter. But to move matter, the way we're shown in sci-fi, they break the matter down and then rebuild it somewhere else.
And then reconstruct it.
In other words, you're destroyed, and then a different you is just put together in the same order. Which, it's a suicide machine. Or Einstein-Rosenbridge, a wormhole. You're folding space, creating two, singularities, connect it, and you're walking through to the other side.
Which is the way I prefer.
Yes.
To believe that it would happen.
Either one requires a insane amount of energy to even, because I believe theoretically, the last I had read, for a stable wormhole, you need the amount of energy that created the galaxy.
Oh,
So it's like,
all right, yeah.
all right.
Oh, that's
Super easy.
obtainable.
Super easy.
Just go to your local Exxon. Yeah. Fossil fuel, baby.
Detroit. Yeah.
no problem.
Detroit.
But it's even with that type of math, people are because it was the
They're
same.
still trying to do it.
It was the same thing even with warp travel, the ability to build a
warp engine.
a warp bubble, because right now they can't even make it where the vehicle that's creating the warp bubble is inside it. You'd have to have a secondary device make it and then put the vehicle inside of it. So it's essentially a one-way trip. So even the way we do the math now, where we're like, okay, the math says we can do this, but it's a one-way trip. We can make the bubble. We can put someone in it, and we'll send them over there, but they don't have the means of fucking coming back.
I think these scientists all need to watch Big Hero 6 before they before they fucking watch this.
Joe Rogan says, they all need to just do some mushrooms. Whole government just needs to do mushrooms, and everybody will be fine.
It might help. I don't know, man. I'm not going to be the first person that's signing up to have my body
Fuck no.
deconstructed and then reconstructed.
No, that sounds like a terrible idea.
You pretty much, if you're volunteering for the first trial test of that, you are going to die.
Well,
yeah.
even
you are dead.
Oh, yeah.
Even
I'm just letting you know, whoever you are in the future.
Yes.
Even in Star Trek lore, they had it where it was creating psychosis if you used it too much, because it wasn't quite right, and they needed to add in additional features to make it so that you came back as you.
Yeah.
Can they like reconstruct me with a horse penis?
They could. It'd just be on your forehead.
All right, let me. Still
Could be fun. It could be fun. No, it could be fun.
No,
it could be fun.
Not the forehead.
It could be fun.
No.
It could be fun.
That's no.
Right there, double danger.
You know when I'm excited. Like, giant horse erection on your forehead. No, that's not happening.
It would make for good money, though. You'd make good money.
It would be a good conversation.
The fan sites.
It'd be a good conversation starter.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now, do you think that the government would force you to wear like underwear on your head?
No, it's America.
It's just America.
I mean, it depends on what state. Certain states, they allow full nudity as long as you're not standing still.
This is California.
And or deliberately trying to give yourself an erection.
It sounds California.
Wow.
That sounds California.
I believe it's in New York as well.
Damn, and
What?
it's not in Florida?
Full
Yo, we
nudity?
need to call the
Yeah.
governor.
Full nudity as long as you're moving and not deliberately trying
There's
to give yourself
certain
an
there's
erection.
certain
How do you
areas where
prove
that's allowed.
deliberate erection? How do you prove it?
You stop every 10 paces. You start walking. Sir,
Sir, are
was
you
that?
deliberately trying to cause yourself an erection?
are you deliberately
I'm
trying
calling the cops.
What if you're just walking with an erection?
That's not deliberate. That's just a good day.
You just,
That's just a good
like
day.
There's some Jamaican dude just walking down the street in Bronx. Fucking 10-inch erection. Just,
And on
and it's
that
legal.
note,
It's legal.
thank you for joining us at the Suffocating Podcast.
Legal.
Or when you listen to this episode, you could be pulled over for
Driving and wanking. Wanking
a
while driving.
deliberate erection. They were like, I'm listening to the Suffocating the Podcast. Yeah, that's deliberate enough.
Truck drivers see that a lot, apparently. Apparently, truck drivers are either victims of it or they do it themselves. So
Yeah.
like, they'll look over and then they'll see like a cabin
Oh,
light
you're,
on.
you're sitting up high and you're looking down.
Fuck, man.
Right.
You leave those truck drivers alone. Their life sucks.
Bro, my friend Lauren is a truck driver in Pennsylvania, and she said the other day she was driving up to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, looked to her left because there was a car that was on her left suspiciously long.
Yeah.
Looked down into the car, guy has all the fucking lights on, pants down around below his knees, and he's fucking looking up at her. Like, I'm like,
That
what
is
the
sick in the
fuck,
fucking
bro?
head.
I told her, I was like, I'd have run his ass off the road. I'd have driven his ass into the rail.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
fuck you.
And then
creep.
got his number.
Cranking my hog.
Oh, shit. Good stuff.